Yes, work retaliation is a real thing. So you should always go to HR because it needs to be documented. That's for you, not for them. But some people fear going to HR because they're like, oh, work retaliation, and they don't want to burn bridges. Let me tell you something. The moment you start sticking up for yourself, you've already burned bridges. So let it burn. Like, if you find yourself in a situation where you're having a disagreement or misunderstanding with a coworker and y'all can handle it one-on-one without it going to management, without it going to HR, that's a beautiful thing. If you can't and it goes to management and the behavior change, that's a beautiful thing. Unfortunately, that was not my situation. I talked to the coworker one-on-one. I went to management a couple of times. I even went to HR 5 different times, right? And I understand that this is a monitoring spirit because this is a spiritual warfare. When God wants to bless you, he sends people. When the devil wants to harm you, he sends people. So I'm under attack spiritually, right? And because I acknowledge that, that's why I don't have a problem going to HR. Will work retaliation happen? Absolutely. Has it already happened? Absolutely. Do I fear it? Absolutely not. Because I have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I love Jesus Christ. I'm not going to allow a coworker or anyone try to force me to submit to their will. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had somebody give me bad advice with good intentions, and they were like, well, maybe they're lonely and this and that. People can be lonely, but that's why it's important to heal, so that you don't bring those problems and project that off to other people. That has nothing to do with the job description. And if I'm here to work and I'm playing nice in a sandbox, that's fine. But anything outside of that has nothing to do with the job description. And so here's what I notice about people. We live in a world where there's too many social apps and social groups. There's no such thing as loneliness. A lot of times people are lonely because they're toxic and they're creating unhealthy situations that healthy people such as myself don't want to entertain. So, unfortunately, this coworker is extremely toxic, and so they argue a lot. Like, they create a lot of unnecessary drama. And so when they invited me to their house, a sane person would say, you know what, not this time, maybe another time. But because they're toxic and they're entitled, they, confronted me about it. And that's how things spiraled out of control. And that's how I end up going to HR all those times. So I make these videos and hope to encourage you. Don't ever silence your voice. Unfortunately, the way America's designed, it's not designed based on like right and wrong. It's what you can prove. And the first thing people like to throw in your face is they didn't know. It's like, oh, well, if it was that big of a deal, you should have said something. So like, if you can't talk to the person one-on-one, if you can't get management to nip it in the butt, and even worst case scenario, HR, if they don't do their part either, make sure it's documented for you because it's timestamped. And that's what you need. You need to look out for you. Don't worry about burning bridges. Don't worry about work retaliation. Here's the thing about work retaliation, right? Say you don't go to HR. Maybe you tell management, maybe you don't. If you're new to a department or you're new to a job, that person who, is toxic is probably spreading unnecessary lies and rumors about you anyway. So you could end up getting work retaliation even if you don't go to HR. So it's like, people can start micromanage you. Like, I know for me, it'll be like a lot of petty stuff. Like, oh, did you do this? Did you do that? Or if I'm outside talking on my cell phone, having a private conversation, it's like, oh, what is she doing? So it's always something, and it's always going to be something. But it's not even for you to worry about. Because the God I serve, Jesus Christ, he said, let no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So I don't fear man. God said, love people right? But trust him. So I put my faith and trust in Jesus Christ. So when I needed to go to HR, that's the secret sauce. That's how I was able to make a total of 8 complaints, 3 to management and 5 to HR, which is a total of 8 complaints. Because that's how strong my faith is in Jesus Christ. That's how strong my relationship is with Jesus Christ. Is that when I needed to say something, I said something, and I stand on business. So my name is Nicole. I pray that this message has blessed you. I'm your relationship coach and your motivational speaker. I don't just give advice, I take it. God bless you. Bye.